Hello, and long time no see. My name is Kaylee, and I'm an illustrator and comic artist. If you've only been following me on YouTube, you may have noticed that I have not been posting videos for a couple years. I've actually have been slow posting on most media sites. But the reason for that, in short, is that I was living at my brother's house. He got married, and now I'm not living at my brother's house. And there's more to that story, but this video is not about that. Now that I am settled down again, I thought it would be fun to start doing YouTube videos again. At the time of recording today's illustration, Hurricane Hillary has been pouring outside, so I spent the whole day indoors drawing. I'll be working on a Meet the Artist illustration. But instead of listing out all my likes, dislikes, and whatever other information is usually included in a Meet the Artist meme, I will be drawing a full-on illustration with the inclusion of my likes only. It makes a fun picture that way. I was not able to include everything into the image without making it look super weird, so I'll just narrate everything else into the video instead. And just real quick, I am working on a Huion tablet and testing out some realistic watercolor brushes I bought off of an Etsy store. I can link them down below if you're interested in trying them out, but the brushes are for Photoshop users only. I already drew out the sketch and didn't record it because I was unsure how I was going to go about drawing this, so I decided not to. I only have so much space to record videos on my computer anyway. Also, my kitty Grim likes to visit me often at the drawing station. He demands pets, and I must give him pets. Anyway, now on to today's topic, Meet the Artist. Hi, I'm Kaylee, as I've said earlier, but my internet alias name is Bessie K. I was born June 17th, 1987, and I am a rabbit and Gemini, hence why I put two bunnies in this picture, which you will see eventually. Oh, and just real quick, after I drew the line art, I made myself a quick black and white value reference sheet so I know how dark and light I should apply the colors. I have trouble with my values still, so that's why I did that. Okay, so for the most part, I like drawing anime, and I strongly prefer drawing for myself, and rarely do I take commissions like I used to. I like themed environments as well, such as when you go to a theme park and you see all the crazy shaped buildings or fake rock structures or characters. Building stuff like that would probably be my second dream job of choice. I would love to make giant forever lasting prop stuff in my yard. And yeah, so I like building things, though I'm not a pro at it. I have a collection of tools to be able to get the jobs done, but it's very amateur. Like if I made a mistake, I try hiding it with paint. Here's an example of one of the things I've built. It's an art supply cabinet, but I also designed it in a way for my cats to enjoy to look out the window and to sleep on top of. Speaking of, I really like Persian cats. I have two of them. These are my boys, Aslan and Grim. You could see my representational self holding them in the drawing. And I also like goats. I have 4 at the moment. Here is Mr. Tumnus, Socrates, Bilbo, and Frodo. All are weather/castrated boys, but I only decided to put one of them in the picture. I also like chickens. I have quite a bit at the moment, but the one that I included in the picture resting on my shoulder is Dinah, a white silkie. She is such a sweetheart and she loves hanging around me. The other cat that is on my lap is Navi. She is not a Persian, but she is such a great cat too. She is one of those neat polydactyl toad cats. I like dad jokes, puns, soft trolling, memes. They're stupid, but they make me laugh. I also like forestcore or cottagecore aesthetics, such as mushrooms, mossy rocks, ferns, pine trees, etc. I'm actually trying to slowly turn my bedroom into a foresty place. I like drawing teeth, so I drew a little rock in the image with teeth. I like collecting art books, or art of books. The stuff on the left are actually comics, but the 2 doors open on the right are all the art books I have so far. I like elves and werewolves. I like chocolate. I like the combination of gas masks with people in suits or military gear. I like hugs. Like real hugs, none of that sissy light tapping hugs. There needs to be actual force of gravity that sucks us into one another, creating a firmness. I strongly prefer cooler weather over hot because I'm a hot person and I can't tolerate the heat very well. So that's One of the reasons why I have my hair up in a braid, and I think my favorite season might be fall, but I do enjoy the spring rain. As someone who lives in a dry part of California, any rain is welcome. For the most part, I like clean jokes and clean language. I like The Simpsons. I grew up on that show, though I don't really care for the newer episodes, so I don't keep up with it anymore. But Futurama is good as well. I like quoting lines from them all the time. I like Bowser from the Mario games. He's just a plain cool character and I love him. I like Ghibli movies. I like storybook house designs or old Victorian house designs, and that goes same with the Victorian fashion. That stuff is just fun to draw, but I failed to include any of that stuff in this picture. I usually like wearing dresses and skirts and skirts out in public, but I wear shorts and pants mostly at home because I do a lot of dirty work and jobs here. I enjoy organizing over cleaning, and I'm a homebody that prefers alone time rather than being with a crowd of people, also known as I'm an introvert. And in that same sort of category, I prefer to work on house projects over vacationing all the time, though every few years I have an urge to go out somewhere like a theme park or something. I haven't been to a theme park in probably over a decade now at the time of recording this. I like small towns over cities, and I like pretty much every edible food except maybe certain seafoods and mushrooms. Blech. And I try eating healthy for the most part. I got sick all the time when I was younger until I changed my diet, and I consume only organic foods now, or at least I try to follow the Clean 15 Dirty Dozen rule. And also I try to take plenty of vitamin supplements. I very rarely go to doctors. The last time I went to a hospital was for an arm fracture wrapping I got like years back, and the price I paid for it, since I don't have insurance, was not worth it. I like spending time with God, though I don't think I do it enough. I read the Bible daily and I listen to sermons while I work on art projects and cleaning, washing dishes, whatever, etc. But I'm still working on my walk with Jesus. And with that being said, I am very pro-spirit of truth. I like freedom of speech, even if what's being said is something that I disagree with. And I support the Second Amendment for self-defense purposes against tyranny and whatnot. I like justice, and I like to question questionable things, and because of that I'd probably be labeled a conspiracy theorist, which means yes, I don't watch mainstream media, but independent journalists instead. I like texting over chatting on the phone, but too bad texts aren't always reliable. Phone calls are okay, but they can take up so much time, especially if the person likes to talk a lot. I mean, come on, man, I got things to do. I like small homesteads. With my current living situation, I sort of have one, but at the same time I don't. I don't live at my own place, and my goats currently live at my brother's. It'd be nice to have a garden, chickens, and goats all on the same property. But the land that I currently live on is small, and it's like a hoarder house over here, so there's no room for anything. I like owning things. For example, I hate paying for a subscription for an art program. I don't use all of my digital programs every day to justify paying a monthly fee. I own my Photoshop program. It's an older version, so it's way outdated, but it's mine. I bought it off of eBay a while back. It's specifically Photoshop CS5 64-bit, and thankfully it works on my Windows 10 computer. I like Alice in Wonderland-like things, and I also like drawing creepy-looking things, though not evil things per se, but God made some crazy-looking creatures, such as angels. And I like drawing angels. If you've seen my sketchbook tours, you know I draw a ton of them. I remember someone suggesting that I should put them into an art book sometime, and that might happen one day, but it will take a bit of time before I get there, because I remember those drawings having tons of flaws. It's been a while since I've seen them, but I would probably like to correct them before printing them into a book. Okay guys, I am sure there's more things out there that I like, but I think what I've listed is good enough for now. If other artists out there want to try drawing up a full meet the artist illustration with all their likes included, feel free to. It was a good exercise, and it's always fun to learn more about the artists we admire. Looking at the ending results of this image, I feel there was more I could have done to it, but after a certain point, I want the image to be done and over with so I can work on the next project. Overall, I am satisfied. I hope everyone who watched enjoyed seeing the basic process of how I work, and I hope everyone takes care, and I'll see you all again in the next video. Bye!